I'm going to taste a sample of wine here that was delivered to our office by hand a couple of nights ago. This is the 2007 Mascarello Monprivato from Mascarello. Now, we offered the 2004 of this wine, about a year and a bit ago, perhaps. And here we're really in the realms of the finest wines of Piemonte. That mountainous region to the north of Italy. Barolo and Barbaresco, its neighbour, both monovarietal wines. This is 100% Nebbiolo, and many, including myself, believing that Nebbiolo is up there, as it were, with Pinot Noir as among the finest grapes in the world. And you know, whenever I taste a wine of this quality from Piemonte, I think to myself, what a shame it is that I don't have more of these wines in my portfolio. Super fine, such complex wines that deliver so much in the way of terroir communication, and they'll live. Half decent vintage. These wines will develop with age and live in the cellar for 25, 35 plus years. As I say, this is one of the more the senior wines of the region, and I think this is very exciting. We got a little bit of information here about the vineyard. It's quite a big vineyard. I mean, looking at 15 acres, 280 metres above sea level, southwest facing. The soil is silty, calcareous, packed with active limestone, composed of blue-grey marl of marine formation from the Helvetian era of Miocene epoch tertiary period. If you have further questions about the soil of the vineyard, please do get in touch and I'll endeavour to find out. And you know, Nebbiolo really is one of the few grapes of the world that, like Pinot Noir, can really sing as a monovarietal wine. So many grapes are much better when blended with other things. Cabernet Sauvignon being the classic example. Very few Cabernets are good as 100% varietal, but Nebbiolo and Pinot Noir, just on their own, communicate this extraordinary sense of place and identity. And to smell both grapes have this same thing about them. The way that, almost more than aromas, it's just an insinuation. They both tend to be incredibly subtle and incredibly complex, and this is exactly as this wine is. I wrote a tasting note about 3 hours after this wine had first been opened. It's now, I must say, it's now been open about a day, and it's still absolutely fabulous. And all the classic aromas of Barolo are here. It's that dried herbs, it's the roses, it's the red cherry fruit. What else did I find when I first tasted it? Nut, a bit of putty, and almost saline tang, black and red fruit of cherry, hints of citrus and dried flowers, richly spicy, hint of violet. I mean, from that you can tell that this is already a very complex wine. And I'll taste it. This is quite different to the 04 vintage that we offered, last offered of this wine, the Monprivato. The 04 was so clear and clean, chiselled wine, no extraneous bits to it, super elegant, very clearly defined on both nose and palate. This is quite different. This is more velvet, more richer. Perhaps a riper wine, but unlike some vintages, I'm thinking really largely of Burgundy here, that are very ripe, and then you quite often you find the ripeness of the vintage, of the fruit, overcomes the communication of the terroir. So you get fabulous vintages like 99 in Burgundy, where you get lovely ripe Pinot Noir, but for me that's not really what Burgundy is about. you pay big money for Burgundy because you want this communication of terroir, a sense of place. And I think 99, good though it is not a particularly good vintage for terroir. And I think if you're going to pay, you know, 40 quid a bottle for just for ripe Pinot, then, you know, gosh, you can buy from New Zealand or or Oregon or wherever. This is quite different. This is simply a different idiom, if you like. This is just a riper, a richer communication of this fantastic terroir, of this great vineyard. Lots of tannin there, lots of nutty tannin, but very fine, very supportive to this fabulous wealth of amazing and beautiful Nebbiolo fruit. This is just so exciting to taste and so impressive to taste at this stage. As I say, it's certainly a wine we'll offer. This is, you know, if you're talking fineness in a wine, this has got it in spades. So watch out for the offer.